Hi, my name is Eric Ordaz. This is going to be my speech number 3 for Professor Park. So, real quick, how many of you have eaten some type of beef product? When I say beef product, I mean hamburger, a steak, the works, anything of that. Probably most of you. I know, it tastes really good. I had one not too long ago myself. So, many of you probably don't know the process of how you get that cow into the food that you eat and then into you. It's called a slaughterhouse. And it's fucked up if you don't know much about it. So, I'm going to be telling you today what is a slaughterhouse, why it's fucked up, and what we could do to stop it. So, real quick, most of you probably know what the Holocaust is. It's the darkest point in human history. Mass genocide. Over 7 million Jewish people were murdered. Just counting the Jews for right now, for this example. To put that number into perspective, that happened in approximately 10 years. 10-year span, 7 million died. According to PETA, 29 million cows are killed each year, and that number goes up about 10 to 15% each year to feed our hungry Americans. Again, to put that number into perspective, that's 800,000 cows a day. I bet none of you have even killed a cow or seen a cow die. It's not a nice process. That's what's going on today in America in our slaughterhouses. Now, according to the Harvard Business Study, we are shoving nutrients, adult supplements, things that make our cows grow. From the second they're born, we take them away from the mom, put them in some facility, and just load them up. They're fully grown adult cows by 6 months. That is massive. The females, they're taken to another facility where they're shoved up with pumps and then they are just used for milk, probably until they're run dry for years. The males, they're taken to a slaughterhouse, all right? And half the time, they don't even live to see a year old. They just die. That's a messed up process, and that's what's going on right now. No animal should be fully grown like that, less than a year, and then die. It's not a natural process, and something that's happening to this day. Again, 29 million die each year. Now, what goes on in a slaughterhouse? You probably think, oh, I'm sure the workers are used to it. Or, hey, I'm sure it's probably not as cruel as you think. To give you a perspective, currently in the US, there are over 3,000 slaughterhouse employees. Pretty sizable number. 90% of them don't even work past the first year. And for anyone that does or doesn't, 90% of them also need some type of psychological therapy to make them feel better for all the shit that they did. Sure, some of you might have seen some videos. They line up cows, walls up to the sides, cattle throttle them, force them to go forward, and then they walk into some type of grinder or machine that murders them. The grinder turns them into ground beef, and the other type of machine that just slices their head off, and then boom, you cut out the pieces that you want of the cow, you grab the carcass, throw it away. Which brings me up to my next point. According to the New York Times, there are over 200 tons of beef that go bad each year. Not beef that we didn't finish eating. I bet plenty of you haven't finished your steaks and thrown it away. I'm talking beef that just sits there, perfectly still, goes bad, and then people throw it away. 200 tons. To put that in perspective, that is the size of 2 full-grown blue whales, the largest mammal in the entire world. 200 tons each year. That's only counting the products that are being put up for sale for people. The skeleton, the carcasses, dump. The fats, the crap parts of the cow that no one wants, like the hooves, the intestines, all this garbage that some slaughterhouses don't feel comfortable selling to other people, also trash. So that number is probably a lot higher. This is just according to what New York Times has found, based off of businesses that sold them. Now, the reason why all of this is really messed up is this process is a little inhumane. By a little, I mean a lot. Think about it. How many of you have even Or how many of you have not finished a steak? Probably a lot of you. Happens every day. I don't finish my steaks too. I'm a full grown man. I can't do it sometimes. Now, this is what I think we can do. The U.S. consensus currently has no laws prohibiting slaughterhouses from killing a certain number of cows each year. They only say you have to turn a profit. A profit. So, as long as slaughterhouses are making some type of profit, they can continue to kill more and more cows each year. Now, what we can do, eat a salad, eat a veggie burger, a vegan burger, some type of alternative, all right? I'm not telling you to go vegan or become a vegetarian. I like meat just as much as the next guy. But guys, we can limit ourselves, all right? There's no reason someone needs to eat a porterhouse every freaking day. That's just weird and unnecessary, okay? I'm not trying to judge anyone, but when you have numbers as high as this and they continue to go up each year, next year is probably going to be 32 million for all I know. It's just messed up, all right? We can do something about this. If we can make slaughterhouses not turn a profit on these cows, then they have to limit themselves, or we can protest. Something for the U.S. consensus to say, okay, maybe we need to step in and limit the numbers. I'm not saying for us to go vegetarian or vegan, once again. I'm just saying we need to limit ourselves. 29 million cows dying each year is unnecessary. I understand that the U.S. needs to feed ourselves, which we're very hungry people for some reason, and other countries. But, like I said, we can bring it down. If we can bring that number down to some reasonable number, like 25 million within the next year, we have different products going up. Like I said, vegan and veggie meals are becoming more popular in today's day and age. Smoothies, fruits, I don't care what you eat. Just try to limit your meat consumptions so we don't have to kill an unnecessary amount of animals. Imagine if you're giving birth to God knows how many babies each year, and someone takes them away and then sells them or feeds them to other people. It's really fucked up, and I know none of you want to think about that. So why are we doing it to other animals? Why do we got to do this process? I know many of you are probably sitting at home in your bed, watching this video, or in your living room. I understand, there isn't much that we can do. We don't have to get up and protest right now, this second. But next time you buy a meat or beef product, just think of where it comes from and what you can do to help stop this process, all right?